Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Ghost and Spirits video. Alright, another entry here based loosely on one of your past suggestions, and what I mean is this. It was a suggestion that I was looking over and some information on, but in looking at it, I found another entry on the same page I was reviewing the information, and this one, once I read this information, was so fascinating that I had to share with everyone here. By the way, I'm going to be off on vacation for a few days, so be on the lookout for future videos probably in about a week or so. I haven't taken a vacation in over 5 months, so it'll be good to be able to relax for just about a week or so. In the meantime, please, if you wanted to check out my past videos, I have a whole bunch of them, over 1,000 videos. If you wanted to look through them, peruse, and then see if there's anything you might not have checked out before. But in any case, this suggestion, the loose one at least, is called this. And you're looking at a picture of it right now. It's known as Mountain Springs Church. And when I was reading the information, it so intrigued me because this would be just a perfect spot on one of those local ghost tours, the ones that I'm heavily favoring these days, where they get special clearance to try to go into a location, let's say at night. Private tour, in other words, a small group, and only locals would know of this location. In other words, it's not like a national location that a lot of people go to. So only a few people would go, and that makes it all the more better. So what was, or what is still, the Mountain Springs Church? Well, it's a church that's located there in Georgia. I believe specifically in Barry, Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. It's a location that's pretty remote. You have to go down a road called CCC Road specifically, and when you go there, then you're going to be looking for an area, a large hill that happens to contain a cemetery, which could actually tie into some of the hauntings tied to the Mountain Springs Church. But once you're there, you're going to have to go through a small clearing through a couple of miles, in other words, and then right behind some large chapel of some kind. That's this thing right here, the Mountain Springs Church. Tiny church, tucked in other words, in the middle of all of this trip. I love that notion again too. It reminded me so much of that baby slash children cemetery that I went to in Dallas, or Arlington, I'm sorry, near the UT campus that was just tucked in within a big portion of the forest there. But these are the ideas the locals at least state when it comes to why this place is haunted. Because if you go there, you're going to experience several things, and I'll talk about those here in a minute. For starters, though, where these hauntings came from, apparently it's the notion that there was some satanic rituals that were occurring within that church. It's an active church, if you could believe it. It's actually still used to this very day. It's used once a month by a Methodist church, and they don't advertise anything about it. They don't, I guess, make like try to get people to come in, like new ones, new members, that kind of stuff. No, in this case, that's why this church remains so secluded and, in other words, so mysterious, especially with regards to its current history, let alone its past history. But yes, there's supposed to be these satanic rituals that were tied to this church. Who knows how far back when? Either A, they were caused by the son of a pastor who was sometime like a century or so ago went there, or was going there, and his son decided to take more of a dark side approach, and so he would go there at late at night, practice some really bad evil type activities, and that's where the hauntings, some of them, stem from. Another suggestion is B, it came from a group, in other words, that studied satanic and occult practices, and they happened to go here to this area. And the reason for that is because you have this Mountain Springs Cemetery, which is right near it. This cemetery is supposed to have really, really old plots, and normally when you have longer, let's say, plots, in other words, plots that have been here a much longer time than newer plots, those are the ones that are much more haunted. So that just adds more to the fact of this location being haunted. Now, is there any true evidence of any of that with regards to the son of the pastor, or with regards to the occult, or the members doing that? There's none. 100%. The only suggestion seems to be that sometime in the past there was a vandalism of some kind there, and when that happened, when the members came in, that's when they saw, at least just at one time, those rituals, those satanic, I guess, symbols that were in and around the building. And apparently, if you go there to this day, there's even still a sign there that says there's a $500 reward for information leading to the arrest of these church vandals, even to this very day. Now, as far as the hauntings, the stuff, the scary stuff that you're supposed to experience there, this is what makes it so intriguing too, because again, if you go there on a private tour at night with a small group, there's a good chance you'll be hearing or seeing these things. For starters, there's all these strange musical noises, chantings, whatever is the case, bells that can be heard coming from this church, but at night. So nobody is there, in other words, inside the church. And yet when you go there and you verify that nobody is there, you're still hearing this music. That already makes things eerie for me. Just that idea that the sound is playing in, let's say, that empty room, and clearly there's nobody there. That would definitely freak me out. Also, when you go there, you're supposed to hear a pack of ghost dogs. They prowl the nearby cemetery, specifically at midnight. And when they do so, they protect that area for any intruders, such as yourself. You hear them, they growl at you, some of them even snarl at you, and you're supposed to see some of them too, although I imagine it's that situation where you kind of see them from far away, maybe their red eyes, whatever's the case, but you don't get a clear picture of them. But yes, that's another encounter that you're supposed to have there. And then finally, there's another situation. There's the idea that you can see some ghosts of some men who used to be in that place. Apparently there was a thing called the Civilian Conservation Corps. They had a camp near where that church stood, and some of the men there died under some bad conditions. I guess they were being placed under some heavy workloads, and so because of it, that's when those men died, and they died pretty bad circumstances. So to this day, their angry spirits are supposed to haunt those grounds. You're supposed to encounter them if you go towards that location, again, specifically at night. So again, three distinct notions, three distinct examples that you can go if you go there and you visit that church, that you come across these things. So what do you guys think? That's all the information really associated with this Mountain Springs Church. Pretty fascinating stuff. Again, a perfect example of a great place to visit if they had local tours, if they had something as far as a place that you could go in privately. I don't think, though, you'll have much success for that, because when I was reading that information, the minute that thing again regarding the Methodist Church, the congregation meeting there once a month, that tells me that's more on the lines of private property. So please go at extreme discretion. Make sure that this stuff is truly allowed, and if not, then obviously nothing can be done at that point. But anyways, if anyone knows more info there, anyone by that Georgia area, maybe you have family members, coworkers, whatever is the case, that has heard of this local legend, please post those comments below. That'd be really great to hear. So, all right, everybody, thanks again as always. Take care.